everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. Previously, we did study about the types of testing and we did already see that out. Now, basically, it's the time for seeing that how we use up the PyTest in the Python. How actually we write up the test and how we run that out and how we just use that out and each and everything regarding this sort of things. Right, so let me just quickly take up a very quick color and let me firstly define up the heading for today. And the heading for today, which we are going to discuss is that how to use PyTest, using Python, Python like this. Okay, so how to use up the PyTest using Python. This is the respective topic for today. Now, everything in the PyTest. So what I'll be doing is that first of all, right here I'll be explaining you that how we can write up the test into the PyTest. Further, in the further video, I'll be taking you to the further my IDE, and they will be writing up the codes onto the practical. First of all, it's very much necessary for you to understand that what are the things that are taking up the place and how are those things actually acting and how are those respective things working. Right, so it's very much important to go through those respective things. Now, let's start with the step number 1 for how to use up the PyTest using the Python. Right, so first of all, you need to create up a Python file. Right, you need to create up a Python file into that. Now, right now I am not creating up any respective test file or the things like that. Okay, so let's say you create up any of the Python file according to your choice, whatever you wish out. Fine. Next is that you add up your respective basic functions of Python which you want to add into that particular file. What are the functions you are having that you want to add up in that particular file? So yes, you could use all of those respective functions right into that particular file. Right, first of all, this is the thing which actually happens up. Then you write up your particular program of your choice for what you want to perform up the testing, so that you quickly put up there inside that, and further you do up the testing and all those things. So let me give you an example. The very first one is that I would write it up here as well, that create up a Python file with the name, create up a Python file with the name, whatever the name you want to put, that you could put that according to your choice. Fine, this step number 1 has been done out. Moving towards the step number 2, we had that add the basic Python functions. Add the basic Python functions. Okay, so what are the basic Python functions are there? Add out those respective Python functions of your choice. Fine. Now, next, if I will be moving forward with that, so what I'll be doing is that I'll be writing up a very short program into that particular case. So def, let you make up a function. My function is fun1. Okay, my parameters are a and b, and I could simply write up to return up a plus b. This is what actually I simply could wanted to write up. So yeah, that's here. Next, again I have def, and here goes my fun2. That's my function number 2. Again here I have a and b. Let's say this time I want to multiply. So 1 second, instead of this a, I will be writing up here directly return a multiplication b. Okay, now getting down right here, we have the function number 3. So it's def fun3. Again here you have a comma b, and inside you have the return a minus, let's say that's a minus b, so it's a subtraction b. Fine, so these are all the things which you have up here, the function 1, function 2 and the function 3, which actually were used to describe a by you. Now moving forward, we have that. Now let me explain that what's happening up here. So into the above program which we have written, the example which we have written, with this what we have done, the first function which you have written up here, that's performing the addition of two numbers, right? Second function which you did write out, that's performing the multiplication of two numbers, and the third function which you did write It's performing up the subtraction of the two numbers, right? So this is what's happening in all of these three functions right here, correct? Now, second is that now if we just want to perform up the automate testing in this PyTest, okay, into that. So what you need to do is that you can't do out the testing in this simple way. It means whatever the file you did wrote up here into that respective file directly, you can't do up the testing. Okay, what I mean to say, you can't do out the testing. See, PyTest has its own format that if the files will be in this format, then only and only I will be writing, or I'll be running up the test into that respective file. Okay, PyTest have some sort of things like that which are important to be mentioned up. So with that only, you have to rename your file according to that respective thing which we have appear into the into this respective PyTest, and then moving further only you could actually run your program. Then further you could actually use up your program and write that out. Okay, so this is the idea regarding this particular test. So let me just take you towards the downside right here. So now next is that what is the format? The format is you could put up asterisk underscore test. Okay, asterisk underscore test dot py, or you put up underscore, or you put up test underscore asterisk dot py. These are the two formats in which you could name up your file, and according to these only you could run up the test into your program. So okay, now into that respective case, let's say asterisk means that you could put up any name. Let's say I wrote a underscore, if I wrote a underscore test dot py. So yes, now this is one of the valid format in which you could write up your respective test. This is how you could run up your file. And now let's say simply you write up, you simply wrote up one dot py. You can't run up your PyTest file, you can't write up, you can write up your test actually, but PyTest won't understand that this is the test file, so you can't run that out. So this is the one thing that has to be taken care of, that first of all, the extension that is test, that shall surely be present into your file name, either in the starting or at the last, neither in the between as well. Okay, not in the between, either starting or at the last. So this test shall be present up there. So this is first of all what is the need. Fine. Now, when you did make up your test like that, when you make up your file into this respective case, after that moving forward, you could write up your relevant test into your functions. And sorry, you could write up your relative functions for your performance of the test. Now, when you are writing up the test, so in that case, you use up a function, that's the ASSERT, that's the assert function. Instead of return, you use up the assert. If you are putting up a condition, let's say I want to write up there, I want to write up that a plus b is equal to 12. This is my, let's say, condition. Right, so when I'm just writing up that condition, so in front I shall write up assert, then I'll be writing a plus b is equal to 12. So in this case, this is how you put up the conditions when you are using up the PyTest. You do not use out if and else and all sort of things. Okay, this is the way how you just put up the things right here, and how you just actually use out those respective and those particular things, right? So this is the idea regarding the PyTest. First of all, let me just write up here that how do you use up the PyTest using Python. So into that, first of all, you create up a Python file with the name. Now name, I did already told you that what shall be the format. Format shall be asterisk underscore test.py or test underscore asterisk dot py. Any of these would work actually. Fine. Second is that you add up the basic Python functions. Whatever the basic Python functions are there, you could add them out. So your function 1, function 2 and function 3 are written up like this. So I did add. Next, I just told you that for writing up the file, whenever you want to write up the test, and onto that, for that you are making up a file. So always make sure that you are writing up that file in a sort of asterisk underscore test.py or test underscore asterisk dot py. So your file name shall contain test either in the starting or at the last, but not in the middle. Okay, so in that respective case, you are actually allowed to run up your test, and you could verify and like go ahead with if you have any failures in your test, so you could again check that and like make sure that you do not have any is like error or something into your program, right? So this is a method how you just use up all of these things, how you use up the pythons for writing up the pythons, right? Now sorry, in python. Now I'll be taking you on to the IDE further, and they will be discussing about the correct and the practical implementation of the test using the PyTest, right? So I'll be stopping up here for this video. So this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.